And you're good.
Welcome back, everybody, for our 80th episode.
Yep.
We have, I should say, you as a party have done battle with manticores on the top of silos. You have started fights with gangs and done heists in their manners. You have uh, freed uh, undead who are cursed in tombs. You have fought your way through legions of Wolund in fights in tops of trees. You have traveled to the engine of the world and come back. As we finally enter in to our final arc of the campaign. It's now, at this point, not only have you suffered through the effects of the hunger, some of you succumbing to it and creating some pretty serious problems. You understand it, and you know that there is a god to save. Through blood, sweat, and tears, you guys have managed to figure out just how you might be able to save this god from this parasite, as of yet unseen in this world before. However, curing this god is no simple task. There'll be many a hard journey ahead of you in order to get this cure to the god and actually administer it. And before you can even do that, even though you know who can get you this cure and how, you still do not have the ingredients to make it so. So at this point, you will need to probably go about the hardest trial for this party, as you have brandished weapons designed to slay dragons, and have spent your experience as your characters have developed to break the backs of monsters on your knees, and to dispel evil in wanton destruction. However, today, you guys will need to start plying your social craft to see how you can wiggle your way into getting your hands on all of the ingredients to procure the vaccine treatment series. So, with that in mind, you guys will have to think about how bad you really want it. You may have to bend your morals or break your relationships just to even have a chance at curing Cinder. Because if you don't have all four, the odds of there is a chance that the cure will not work. That being said, you do have some wiggle room. So you need all four parts of the vaccine series, and you need some sort of magical conduit to work as a host. At this point in time, you've Hrondadrolf set up as a potential candidate for that. Wretch could potentially work as that if push comes to shove. And then there is Shalatu that has been discussed as well, who remains outside of your reach at this current moment. However, also, if for some reason Hrondadrolf isn't alive at the time of this, when it comes time to administer this cure,
That's suspicious.
That is an odd thing to say.
As we mentioned, it's going to be a perilous journey. It is something that you guys know that whoever is the host that for the cure, it'll probably kill them, as you've discussed with Hrondadrolf himself as well. You guys do have a few other opportunities. One is there's a chance that the God Killer sword itself could lure out the parasite as a very, very powerful magical item as well, potentially threatening the existence of the sword too. And so here you are. You have skills at your disposal You have money that you've built up over time and social capital. Do you guys have what it takes to get what you need? And additionally, this is the point in time that I think it is important for everyone to start thinking about what kind of end to this story they would like to hear, because there will be some loose ends. You have killed ghoul kings and smout monsters of untold, but at the same time, Emery still has a village that is, a whole village worth of
Kith?
kith, as of yet unsaved. Who knows whatever happened to them? Ilya has a father as of yet unavenged. Even saving Cinder, there is a war that probably will continue on for some time. And you have commitments to gods.
Forget
as
about
well.
that.
So those are all things that maybe your characters go on to take care of, but maybe those are untold chapters. So something to think about too is, as your characters reach this point, what are you willing to die for? And what are you willing to live for? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because if it's comes down to there's one more ingredient that you need, are you willing to bend your morals to get it? Or are you willing to risk a 10% chance of failure? So I will leave you with that thought. As we go into your guys's planning phase on how to encounter the different CEOs of the different companies that you want to be wanting to be talking to, as well as some other side characters like Vivigeni, the head of the Natari gang, who has some resources that you guys are looking at, as well as Diala, a mysterious djinn that you've encountered in the past, disguised as a leprechaun. And with that, I actually need a few rolls. Can you each give me a vigilance roll?
Oh, okay. Once again, suspicious.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, but all I heard was we need a bunch of tech CEOs at the end of the world. So,
He fails the vigilance roll.
are we gonna start? Are we gonna start the game, or are we just gonna keep talking about real life?
Uh,
3 and 1.
5 and 3.
3 and 0.
Dustin?
Takes him a little bit longer.
1.
As you guys have set about cleaning up the tower and putting out your initial pages out and about, and as you have been going through the stilts of the city, recruiting Flotsam, you can't help but feel as if you're being watched throughout the city. Who would you guys at the start of the at the end of the last session, you had discussed that you would like to meet with a few people. One second, I had them right here. And where did they go? That is not a good name to search for me to look for this. Maybe I put it over here. Oops. I know you guys wanted to meet with Diala and you wanted to meet with Vivigeni.
Mhm.
And I know you wanted to meet with the head of Chettle, as well as I believe there was one other.
Whoever it is that I paid off to go check on the Buckums, was that Chettle Corp or was that somebody else?
Oh yeah, 1 second. Negotiations should be here. You wanted to meet up with Chettle as well as Bushman Farms, I believe. So why don't we, at this point in time, tell me kind of who do you want to meet up with first? Because at this point, who you meet up with in which order matters. And when you guys go to meet up with a specific company, I'm going to give you a list of options on which CEOs that you could potentially talk to, which might change the way the conversation flows and what they actually know. I'm going to change this.
I guess I'm wondering if maybe we start with Vivgeny potentially, because I think he can help us potentially scratch off like 2 things from the list if I was understanding the situation correctly. Because there's like, not only could we potentially get Shalatu to help like make a universal vaccine, or is the universal vaccine one of the 4 kind of main things that we need? It's like we need Shalatu for that, and then
So Shalatu could be used as a replacement for a host
okay,
if you needed a different host. And if he's used that way, he counts as a free replacement of one of the vaccine portions.
okay,
Or if you give them to if you somehow get your hands on Shalatu and give him to A and B Corp, they can use that to make a universal vaccine, and they'll give you the first dose of the universal vaccine, which will be a replacement of one of the 4 series of the vaccines. So, for instance, if you guys show up to Cinder and you've got all 4 and that, if one breaks in the application, or you lose it or drop it or something like that happens, you would have a spare for any of those.
got it. Yep. What's it? That's strange. Oh, I think I know what's happening.
So my only reason to go back to the people I paid off was just to check in on the Buckums. It wouldn't be end game stuff, so it's not necessary. It's just something I feel like Nash would check up on.
That's fine. So, I have a proposal for you, Andrew. Let me go over to my notes for that one. Negotiations. Okay. As of our last conversation, Bushman Farms and Shelter Corp kind of allied to help deal with the Blades of Azerlan problem, which is what is basically causing all of the people out in the fields to have to go seek shelter at the Bushman Farms, right? At this point in time, with the resources that you guys have spent, the status of the situation. You know what? Actually, sorry, I was thinking about doing this all. I think that you should actually meet with someone. in order to be able to do this. So there's two different people that you worked with in the past. There was the right here. Sorry, 1 second. I have all my notes perfectly laid out, and then somehow, as soon as the game started, my brain just melted, and now I'm trying to figure out where those things went. So I apologize.
Okay.
Ida Spark and Gem. Here we go. Ida Spark and Gem is who you worked with out of Ammo. And you also worked with Constant Michel, a CEO out of Bushman Farms, when you basically got them all to work together. So if you'd like to bring in...
I personally don't think Nash talked to anybody at Bushman, but I do know that I spoke to somebody at one of the companies, so it must have been Ammo.
Yeah, you went to Ida Spark and Gem and got her to get Patty O'Fleary to go and help out the Bushman Farm guys. I believe you also worked with Constant Michel on the crops issue and the finance side. So that's kind of how you guys bumped into him. So you guys could go talk to him first, or you guys could go talk to Vivigeni. A lot of these different interactions might cost resources, so choose wisely. Because if you spend resources up front, you might not have it for later. Right now, you guys know that there is the Tears of a Willow, of a True Weeping Willow, which would be Diala.
Mhm.
There is the grayscale osmium stuff, which is in the mechanical components of the, like, when people have like a robot arm sort of thing. It's the linkage between the flesh and the metal. So you can either get that stuff from the people who have been wearing it for a long time that might be in disrepair, such as with the flotsam, etc., or you can go to the source, which is Mastercraft Tectonics. Shuttle Corp is the company that provides rare ingredients throughout the world to the people who work in Lemoore. So there's a chance that they might be able to get you some Black Dragon saliva in some way, shape, or form. And then the Corrupted Melting Pearl is the Natari.
All right, so as far as resources I have on my person, I feel like I should be with when we go talk to Chettle Corp about the saliva, because I still have a platinum.
Okay. Looks like I also have a platinum.
I think everybody should. I gave you each one or
Yeah.
two.
I have 2 platinum on my sheet, but I know that I spent a bit of cheddar on my armor. So at least 1 platinum, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Nash has one platinum, 77 gold. Emery 1 platinum, 4 gold. Wretch 2 plat, 74 gold, and Ilya 2 plat and 13-ish gold.
Yeah. Does anybody have other thoughts on like where to go to first?
I'd vote
I want to
Vivigeni.
see. Yeah, we need to talk to Vivigeni about Shalatu and a Corrupted Molting Pearl. Maybe prioritize one of those, because if we start talking to him about giving up one of his own kind to Chettle Corp,
A and B.
the reason A and B Corp, he'll probably not take kindly to that. So I think maybe Master Tectonics after that to get the osmium.
So you said it's either talking to them or talking to the people that got messed up by their stuff? Or was I?
So what you learned
Oh.
was the things that they were dumping into the crystal tarn
Mhm.
was that linkage is what you can like telepathically use. It soaks up part of the thing that makes you your spirit. It gets used up over time. It goes from osmium to grayscale. It becomes
Mhm.
dull. So they were dumping used up version of this stuff. So theoretically, people who have those sorts of mechanical bits would be a source of these sorts of things, but you'd be asking people to basically maim themselves to
Right.
give you access to it. Some of them might already be maimed. It might be that the flotsam have defective parts, have had these things run out over time, etc. There's
Mhm.
also potential talk of like maybe grave robbing for some of this stuff.
Sure. Sure. Of
I just
course.
feel like for our best chances at success to go straight to the source and get quality.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we have the resources.
All right. That Vivgeny first.
All right, Vivigeni it is.
Yay!
The page is sent off to deliver the summons of Vivigeni.
And we summon him to us. We're so official now.
Yeah. You guys get 5 boost dice for social or intelligence checks. Actually, yeah, this is also a question. Is there anything that you want to work with Thankla on? Any sort of research you want to do before you start these negotiations?
Well, maybe see if she has any history of a corporation developing, if there's substitutes for any of these things, or a corporation that developed something similar that might be able to get us resources in an easier way.
Sure, you can pursue that line of thinking. You're going to have to ask about specific ones.
I think the black dragon saliva, I'm sure that's going to be exorbitantly expensive. And the pure osmium, if there's some way for us to get it besides going to tectonics.
That's probably a good one. She might have info on too. Just
Okay.
But also keep in mind that any info she does have is going to be quite old.
yeah.
So, I need someone to give me a knowledge. This would be a knowledge dark check. And you get 5 boost dice for working with the...
That's probably a
Emery.
Sarah thing.
Ember, you're up.
Yeah.
I don't know
Is
who
it-
the fuck Sarah is, but she seems nice.
Yeah. Alright. You said how many boost dice? 4?
Yeah, you get 5. Sorry.
5.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta reroll some dice. Give me a second.
With those kinds of boost dice, can I scare the answer out of the book? Can I coerce the pages?
I don't think you want to try to coerce Thankla.
I'm sorry. I only got 1 success and 5 advantage.
Okay.
With 5 boost dice?
Yes.
You got your reroll.
So everyone has all of their story points and their
Not spending
rerolls,
on this.
and it will last this session, whatever this arc is of these conversations and stuff like that. Regardless of how many days the game is, that sort of thing. Everyone can use those once and twice. So, with that roll, you fail.
Yeah.
You learn of some of the properties of Black Dragon Saliva, which we discussed earlier, being that it makes people fall asleep, it animates and makes physical objects very excited, almost like nitroglycerin. Some of them even raise up off the ground, and some of them explode. But there hasn't been anyone milking any black dragons lately. So, what I will say is, while you're looking into this sort of thing, you know, dragons are extremely prideful.
Okay.
So that unfortunately means that they're about the least domesticatable thing in existence.
Sure.
Just get one to spit on you. Say something insulting.
Yeah. You'd almost have to kill them to get it.
Or flirt with them.
Or flirt with them, yep.
I'll leave that to you.
Or go after their food. Anyways. So that's what you're able to determine.
Alright. Sorry, I didn't roll better, friends.
Okay.
How dare you, Mallory?
What
Emery?
is this?
Is there anything anyone else would like to do in preparation of these meetings before Vivigeni comes to the tower?
Nash not intelligent enough to have input.
There are things other than brains to be used.
I'm just gonna stand in the corner.
Then Vivigeni comes with his entourage. An assortment of bug-like people, the Teknu, some of his gang members, these Natari. What kind of setup do you guys have to meet him in this tower of yours?
Do we remember what kind of snacks he likes? I remember him eating something very
Give me a charm check.
violently before.
Yeah, give me a charm check.
I'm definitely not channeling myself right now instead of Emery, but you know. So okay, so I have 4 charm, but only 2 presence. It still works the same way where I get
Yep.
2
2 of each die.
of each die. Okay. Do I get boosts?
Not for this particular roll.
Triumph and 3 success. I'm not good at reading it today, but apparently.
So remember what kind of food he likes and how he likes it.
Awesome.
The food will allow you to have an upgrade on any roll, anyone in the room on a roll with Vivigeni in this atmosphere. Actually, you know what? In fact, take one of the blue dice and it'll be a yellow die from the boost at the top.
Wow.
Okay.
So Vivigeni comes in, and you've prepared a banquet. Who's all in the room? How do you guys want to do this?
I think we should all be talking to him to show united front.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
At least present, if not
Anywhere?
directly speaking with him.
Does anyone else have anywhere else to be?
No, I like hanging out with Vivigeni.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a bathroom break scheduled, but I guess I'll push it.
So Vivigeni comes in. It has been a long time. Pleased to see that you're all intact.
Nice to see you as well. Please come in, take a seat. We have some lovely snackage for you if you're feeling hungry.
Thank you. And he kind of nods to his crew, and they come and saunter up towards the table and get into some of the seats, and they do the bug-like equivalent of putting their feet on the table, except for Vivigeni, because they're still gangsters. And they started, some of them start eating and whatnot after seemingly getting a nonverbal cue from Vivigeni, and he speaks. When I first met you, you were associating with the dregs of society. I think that we have both come very far since then, haven't we?
We certainly have.
I'm pleased to see that your view is more to your liking, although I prefer my tunnel.
Better serve the people of Lamar from here. So, the reason that we have called you here today is to discuss something of great importance to the woodlands, to curing cinder. We have a plan, but to cure cinder, but we do need ingredients. We need components to make the vaccine. One of those is a corrupted molting pearl, and we don't know anybody else who would have them.
With that, he grabs a piece of food off the table and starts eating it, considering your words. Through mouth bites, he kind of eventually returns to the conversation here. You feel as if you need my help once again.
You
These
don't have to be a dick
resources are
about it.
not simply mine. They are the resources of the Natari, that which was given to me by Wallaby as an emissary of the Queen herself. I know we have been... that our fates have been intertwined. It has not been an entirely pleasant experience. And at times you have left me on unsure footing. Continues to eat.
I was thinking of something, and I'm gonna not talk in my character voice for a second because I don't know the most best way to lay this out. So hear me out for a second. But like, his group's like reputation in the city isn't necessarily super great right now, right? Like, they're kind of seen kind of lowly, right? So I was just thinking, like, if he is helping us out with this and he helps out with like getting a vaccine to the people who need it here as well, with like the universal vaccine, that could like super and help his reputation.
One thing that Friendly told you when you guys returned to town was that the cult of the butterfly has been putting the Tekeknu on a bit of an ivory pedestal.
Okay.
Especially with Shalatu, saying that he's the second coming of Scrot and a sign of the time of the changes, and that the fact that they are immune to the negative effects of the change makes them creatures worthy of worship.
Okay.
But yes, generally speaking, when you guys first came to Lemoore, the bug people are second-hand citizens and were used as janitors, essentially, through most of this. So, since the release of Shalatu, the church and the bug people have been experiencing a little bit more protection in that regard.
We can't deny that oftentimes when we cross paths with people like yourself, people of power who find themselves, like us, caught in overlapping crises that we oftentimes ask too much. We risk our lives and sometimes have to ask other people to do it, but it's not for our sake that we're asking this of you. This is not for, I gesture to the party. This is not for the Baleful Four. This is for the people of Lemoore. This is for the Woodlands. And you recall from one of our earliest meetings is that the Tekeknu were at odds with many of the people of the forest, and many of your people have suffered because of it. Our mission, which may cost us our lives, may cost us even more, we don't know, will bring a level of peace and stability to the woodlands that it has not seen since Cinder became sick, and it will allow cooler heads to prevail. I will not and cannot claim that we can settle centuries old conflicts, that I understand what it means to be in the middle of the conflict the way that Tekeknu are. But I can say that the peace that this may bring and what it will mean to the people of the woodlands will leave you on surer footing or a more solid ground than Atari as a whole than it has been in some time.
So I am going to have this all ride on one roll. Okay? You guys can spend any amount of gratitude that you have within Atari. And for every, where is it? For every 10 gratitude you spend, the check will be easier. Okay? Now, that being said, every time you say something, before I reply, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do the roll. But once the roll is made, the roll is made. So this is your first opportunity. Is now in the conversation when you would like to roll that, given all the pretext of the current conversation, or would you like Vivigini to reply? And we'll continue this. And each time you guys kind of give this like substantive response, I'll give you another opportunity.
I'd like to hear Vivigani's response because they say quite a bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. He goes, your consideration for my kind is refreshing in its lack of prejudice and consideration to us as a people. But I don't represent all Tekeknu. That is the Queen's purview, and mine is the Natari. I have allowed things to escalate in the name of my people. When, sorry, what was his name? Off the top of my head. Who's your friend, honey?
Oh no. Oh no. My old friend. And I don't have my old notes. I don't remember.
I'll find it in just a second.
Wasn't it Nash's boss?
No.
No.
Wallaby was Nash's boss. But I'm thinking of
Archek.
Archek.
Thank you. Gosh,
Hell
your
yeah.
memory's so good.
I am the worst with character names. That was a miracle.
So he goes, when Archek died on my soil, it was the responsibility that I had to my queen and my people to make a stance against it, especially considering the foe at hand. But I ask again, how will this benefit the Natari, my gang, in my city?
Well, reputation is everything. The reason that we would not ask anything of the people of Lemoore without earning it, without showing who we are and what we are to them. For you to help us in this quest, if you help us get a molting pearl, that would show a level of sacrifice for the people of Lemoore that others could not lay claim to. And you talked about the murder of Archek, and that was by the hands of the Onyx.
Yep.
Of the Onyx, who, as you know, I have a deep-seated and undying hatred for. And part of what gives any group in this city, they live and die by their reputation. What gives them power is that, and for everybody else in the city to know what you've done gives you a power that others may not have. And this quest is a part of that.
I ask as a party, would you like to make your roll, or would you like to hear his response?
I don't know. Seems like a good time to roll.
You're letting
Um,
roll multiple
oh,
times, though?
It's going to be one roll, period. You can wait until
Okay, how much?
the conversations are exhausted, or you can attempt at any point in time to convince him to give you the molten pearl.
So I have, because there's other things we might need from him as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I was wanting to talk to him about, like, the universal vaccine also being something that would, like, help his people have a better footing on the town, like I talked about before. But, like, how does that work with all of this? Like, with you saying it's one roll.
It'll be one roll to persuade him of granting him those resources. So the more that you ask for, it'll increase the difficulty of the check, right? Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you guys are asking for him to provide, resources, it's going to be determined by the one roll. You know what? I will allow the Shilatu related item to be a second roll.
Okay.
But it will affect, depending on how that works out, it'll affect the other roll. One will affect the other. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, for instance, if he gives you the pearl, and then you guys are like, oh, also this other thing, that second thing is going to be harder. If you guys get this, if you guys go for the Shilatu stuff, but it makes him, you guys blow all your gratitude on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, he's going to be like, seriously, something else, right? So, like, they'll affect each other depending on how it's worded. But I'll allow one roll for each. And you can divide up your gratitude as you see fit on these rolls. So all of that being said, you've tried to convince him to give you the corrupted melting pearl. You've made a couple of different arguments. Would you like to hear his response, or would you like to roll, spend gratitude, and see how that affects the response?
Where are we sitting for gratitude?
Right now, you guys have 65 gratitude with the Natari. So for every 10 that you spend, it'll improve your odds.
I think we should spend the lion's share of our gratitude in the Shalatu ask, because there's no way that's going to be easy. Also,
keep in mind the context too, right? So one, you're asking him to give you a resource, of which he started off with 3.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is you're asking for him to give you his friend.
Yeah. Well.
Right. So,
question
though is
if you would like more context before making the decision about whether or not you're going to ask and to what degree, that basically probing it out, you will have to have more conversation with him to see how he feels.
So, question though is, like, when you say give, because it's A and B Corp, who I'm pretty sure is the devil. I'm thinking of the guy. They were the ones who were in control of.
They're the ones
level 6
were in charge of A and B 6. Sorry, R&D 6, and they're the ones who were doing experiments on the Minotaur that you the Centaur that you saved.
Okay, so we can assume that if we give Shalatu to them, it's going to be a very bad time for him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
They heavily implied that it will be a destructive testing, that they will get all the resources they can out of him to provide as many universal vaccines as they can.
I don't know if I want to ask him for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just that would be completely against Ilya's morals. I don't think he would.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I have a hard time remembering that they're one and the same, and when I'm talking to them about making a vaccine, right? I just am not picturing them as the same group. So, yeah.
No. Keep in mind, if you guys decide later that you would prefer to go that route, you don't need consent in all of this stuff. I bring that up because if you decide that you need to rob someone or something like that for the supplies, that is, I'm trying not to railroad you guys into this is the only way that this works, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You guys can have other avenues of we're not going to talk to this about this guy, but we're going to do something else. So anyway, so just throwing all that stuff out there.
Yeah, I was a little bit unsure when you say give over. I knew it would probably be bad, but if it's working with A and B Corp and knowing what they've done, I think it's safe to say that Ilya would not allow it. So, I think we can just stick with the corrupt melting pearl and do a roll for it.
The other option is to have Shalatu, ask him to have Shalatu take the place of Ferondadrolf, which Shalatu was a potentially better fit for taking on the parasite, right? Or was I misunderstood?
Yeah, it would be the equivalent of 1, saving Ferondadrolf, and 2, getting a spare. You basically get a free success on one of the applications. But again, you're going to ask this guy to condemn his friend to death.
Yeah.
Which is a more noble ask, but I don't think I'd want to do that.
We do
either.
Already...
I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, we already have Ferondadrolf willing to sacrifice himself, but it's just how successful can maybe get, so yeah.
So I think we should stick with the corrupted melting pearl and do the roll, because I've stated my case. That's kind of where I think we should go with it.
I would like to know what what Nash and what Wretch think.
I think do the roll now.
What is Nash?
I
say?
will go with
Or
whatever
Andrew?
majority wants.
Okay. So you're going to ask him to give you this resource without anything in return.
I'm
And if you would like
I
to
want-
spend your social capital, you can.
I would like to. I don't know if we want to do it for free. We will be willing to do something as an act of service in exchange. But I want to know. I want it to be on the table, like him to at least say, I'm willing to give you a corrupted molting pearl, but you have to go kill a bunch of onyx, or it's going to cost you half a platinum, or something like that. Like I want it to be a negotiation where he's not like, well, why should I even bother with you people?
So that's what we're doing when we're having this conversation. So if you'd like to wait before you roll, you can.
Okay, I want to know. Yeah, like maybe just see what if he's going to hint at what he's asking of us, then roll. But if you guys want to roll now, I'm okay with that too.
I need a majority vote.
I'm in favor of figuring out what it is he might want in return and then rolling. I guess that works.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we may be able to do that.
So he's going to reply to your statement. He's not going to reply to what we just talked about. You need to ask him. So he goes, "You're right. It is important for everyone to know what you have done. Your deeds, your public image. When you came to me, you were wanted people. When you came to me, one of your allies was murdered in front of you. And I put up against the Onyx. I put my people at risk to avenge him. Tell me, how have you avenged Archek? Have you found your people, Emery?"
I have not yet found my people.
How have you made the Onyx bleed?
We killed 3 of them. And I'm much better at killing now than I was then.
So your friend died.
Wait,
And everything that
died?
you've done, Archek. So your friend died. And everything that you have done is pull at my tail to get me into action. The last time you had a vendetta, you brought Motleti itself to spill into the city. And I had to use one of my 3 resources on my lieutenant just to help reclaim some of the Dekeknu that were lost in the calamity. And then I lost him too. Granted, it was your intervention that brought Shalatu back to me. And we are in a place better than when all of this started off, but don't think that it isn't exclusively because of Eve, the god of luck. Here we stand, the Temple of the Butterfly, with Shalatu in a place that is bringing the Dekeknu and the Natari to a better state. We're getting out of the stilts. That corrupting pearl could be used. Could be used by Shalatu to perform a miracle in the eyes of the other sapient in this city. And to cement our place above the bronze. to ask for that, what do you have in exchange?
So basically, he's asking us, what could we do that would be equivalent to level of prestige and I guess reputation that he would get from what that molten pearl could do in front of the Temple of the Butterfly.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to do like knowledge checks or any other questions about what they might be thinking around this time, you guys can do those sorts of things as well. Like, even though there's only one role to decide the fate of this negotiation, there's other roles that you can do to get context clues.
Okay. Yeah, could I do a knowledge people test to like think about how the city runs and
Yeah.
how our connection with maybe friendly and shit?
Yep.
Might.
Absolutely.
Do I get big boosts for that? No.
I'll allow it. But consider it that thematically the boost is coming from you consulting with Thankla. Andrew, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I just was kind of curious on whether or not there would be a coercion path I could take with, like, how easy it would be for us to threaten them out of the city.
Yes, but that would be your one role if you would like to strong arm the molting pearl away from them.
My question was whether or not we would have something to strong arm with, not whether or not we could.
Oh, that would
Like,
be...
do we have the power or say to do something like that?
Yeah, that would be a knowledge leadership or a knowledge negotiation. Sorry, a presence leadership or a presence negotiation check to determine whether or not you know whether or not that's something that you could do. What did you get for your roll?
3-7.
3-7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you like to refine your question, or are you asking just in general? Because I can give you more of a clear answer if you refine your question.
I am unsure what you like, how I could refine it.
Okay.
Like,
so what's your question is there other things that you could bargain with, right? Or to increase their status?
yeah, like what we could do to increase their status with our current resources, with like friendly and the tower and
Yeah.
the things that we now have, right?
Yep. Okay. So, you could spend some of the current social capital you have, gratitude from other companies, to get them hired as company men. Right? At the different companies. You could try to use your social capital to get them into other places of business. Or, the one thing that you could do that would benefit your reputation or whoever is on your coattails with all of the people in the city to great effect would be to kill Grimnod. So you guys know that if all else fails, if you get the middle finger from a bunch of different companies or whatever, killing Grimnod is not only going to give you access to probably her whole layer of whatever's in there, it's also going to rid this city of the oppressor, which is going to give you tons of gratitude for all factions.
Alright, that's it. Let's just go kill her first.
Get after it.
Anyways, so those are some of the things that cross your mind about whether or not you could develop more bargaining chips.
Okay.
I rolled 2 and 3.
2 and 3? I gotta roll against you. Which one did you choose to roll?
Negotiation.
So at this point, you are not entirely sure if it would work. You have threatened folks in the past to great effect, but you have not played in politics much. You're pretty sure you could probably push them out physically, especially if you had the backing of some other groups, but you don't know if the Tekeknu populace in the city would band together with those people, right? Because you just like push out a gang, maybe, but there's political ramifications to those sorts of things. So unfortunately, you failed the check. So you're not entirely sure if like friendly would just be like, no, I'm not helping you get rid of this gang. All right. Vivigeni has given you his rebuttal. Is there anything the party would like to say in reply?
Just thinking amongst ourselves as players here. But I mean, do the people know that the Bronze are working for Grimnod?
The Grimnod is not, the name Grimnod is not known throughout the city. When you guys originally started to stumble upon her, some people have used the name the Grave Slate. Some people have used She Who Shall Not Be Named. It is really something that the company's CEOs know about, and like the people in power. But like Joe Schmo walking down the street doesn't know that there's a dragon that it's got its fists, its talons around the necks of the people in power. That's why R&D6 was like, oh, that was just like a chemical spill accident. They weren't like, sorry, the dragon did its thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to like, how do we explain to Vivigeni that what's between us and killing Grimnod is securing Cinder?
I mean, Vivigeni might know Grimnod or the idea of Grimnod.
Yeah,
as he's a major player.
Yeah, and you guys have been in his company when you've discussed it before with Wallaby.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, he's a faction leader. He would know.
I don't want him to get the credit for killing Grimnod, but I'm trying to think of a way where
Why not?
to link. You know what? The sacrifice we're gonna have to have. And I need the PR.
I mean, we don't have to tell the townsfolk, but we can tell the major CEOs that he would have a hand to play in taking care of Grimnod, or something along those lines.
There's other things to consider too, such as if Grimnod has a treasure hoard. If Grimnod's lair is the mines, whether or not the Tekeknu would gain property rights of the toxic chemical abandoned mines that she's in. There's other things that you could think of that you could potentially promise. And one in the hand is worth two in the bush, too. So just all of that is something to worth consider. Otherwise, the gratitude that you guys have, if you spend it all, that's considered you guys like basically being like, please, 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 for all that we've been through together. You're spending the gratitude to lower the difficulty for him to consider who he's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't see why we can't offer him access to the mines and treasure or whatever.
Yeah. I think that can be part of it too, but also part of what keeps the bronze in power is Grimnod being alive, and we can't kill Grimnod until the forest is clear.
Yeah, so we just explained to him that we need the thingy from him in order to kill Grimnod.
Yeah, like, could we... I guess that would be part of our role, maybe? Like,
Could I make a binding a document if he really cares about that stuff? But I don't think you guys like that either.
Evil is evil.
I knew somebody wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
But they're excellent pen pushers.
What would you like to do, party?
I think it's a good time to do the roll.
My opinion is that we bring him in on the deal for like the mine and possibly treasure or whatever. But we need the pearl in order to get something else taken care of in order to be able to go after Grimnod.
Yeah. I don't really care about any treasure that we find there, and it seems fair we'd be able to give
I have a feeling we're going to end up having to split it up anyway, with some of it going to the city for rebuilding efforts.
yeah.
Yep. I think that's fair.
Okay, so what are you offering in exchange for the pearl?
I think that we're offering him the chance to, like, help us with Grimnod, get the mines as his territory, and then a portion of whatever treasure is found there.
Yeah, so...
I guess to put it in numerical value, like 20% access to resources.
20% of the treasure, or 20% of the property, or both?
At least 20% of the treasure. And then we'd have to see what the mines are like before we divvy them up, because nobody's been in them.
So you promised me 20% of the wealth that Grimnod has accumulated. You will give me some undetermined lot of the space inside the abandoned mines. I'll give you
It's only...
this molten pearl.
It's only undetermined because we don't want to promise you, I guess, some space that's not worth it. And keep in mind, too, that the death of Grimnod means the Bronze losing a substantial amount of their power. Part of what makes them so powerful, in my mind, is that they're attached to this calamity.
With the loss of the grave slate, the power of Petrogovich Bank and the seat of the Bronze will be crumbled, for sure. I will take the 20%. You say, I'll consider the 20%. As long as I get first claim. Actually, sorry, he doesn't. Why don't we roll?
We gotta do the roll,
That's
right?
what we gotta do. That's exactly right. So,
It's like, where's the roll gone?
how much of the gratitude would you like to spend?
Would this just be with his faction or with all factions?
This is just the gratitude that you've acquired with the Natari.
Half?
Yeah, like half, and then try save the other half for something else.
Yeah, just in case.
It's all or nothing on this, just so you guys know. It's the one roll.
Oh, okay. Might as well use all of it then. My opinion, anyway. I don't know when else we would use it if not now.
Well, we might need gratitude with them later for something else after this, like when we get to killing Grimnod, he may have something that we need.
The campaign might be over by then.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, and this is something that we need.
Yeah, that's true.
How much gratitude would you like to spend?
I'm cool with all of it or most of it.
I'm
All of it.
voting 101%.
Get Viviani on our side, brother.
All right. So if you spend the 60 of the 65, I will downgrade the check 6 times. The check originally started off as 10 difficulty dice. So it is now 4.
Nice.
I
And
will-
remember to upgrade whoever we do have to do the roll for the food.
You get to upgrade, so you get 4 boost dice and 1 yellow die.
We get 5 boost dice because we ate well good today, too. Right?
Correct. Yep, you get that as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Like, for instance, cast some sort of spell that would increase someone's abilities?
Oh, golly gee, I could innervate, couldn't I?
Like, obviously, that's
Can
not
I be
something that you wanna
scary?
do in the meeting, but I would allow you to have cast that before the meeting.
Thank you. You're so kind. Can I innervate?
Yep.
Presumably Ilya.
For future conversations, I'll ask that you do those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Stipulate those before.
Yep,
When
that
you
makes
guys are prepping.
sense. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, kind DM, sir.
Yeah, who is doing the check, and do we know what the check is?
It's there for either leadership, negotiation, or charm, whichever one the person decides.
I got a 5 and 2.
Oh,
I know which
Charm is Emery, isn't it?
Leadership, I
Yeah,
can
she's
do it.
super charming, isn't she?
I get 2 yellow and 2 green.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was much better. Leadership's presence. For some reason, I thought it was willpower.
Yeah, 2 yellow, 2 green. So am I the person, or sorry, what did Ilya have?
You are the person.
I have 2 yellows in negotiation,
So you
so
have 2
I think
hard
it should
dice
be
than
you.
him.
Okay, but I can't innervate myself, right?
You can innovate yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got a 5 success, 2 advantage on an
Average check.
average check.
You succeeded.
Okay.
So, Emery, what do you say? I'll have you give you the final comment then.
Okay. So, what I want to do is I want to say, and I'm not going to have a good way of, like, wording this, I guess, but I want to tie back to, like, his comments about our check, right? And that he was my friend, you know, and I did care for him. And there are just things so much bigger than, like, petty revenge, right? Like, for just one death, and these things are so much bigger, right? Like Grimnod and Cinder. But like, I respect and like honor the Tekeknu as a people, right? Like, in in that kind of thing, right? Like, and I look forward to this like partnership we could do together if we like went together and did this against Grimnod. If you just give us the pearl first, we promise that this will be worth your while. That sort of thing.
Go ahead and roll. Check your dice a second time. Make sure you have all the dice that you need.
Yes, I was in the middle of... Okay, so I innervated, which is upgrading once, right?
I believe so.
So that'd be I get 3 yellow, 1 green. Then I get to
Another yellow
another yellow
from the meal.
which was replacing one of the boost dice.
And then 4 more boost dice for the building and 1 more for sleeping well.
Yeah, I had 5 boost dice. Replaced one with the yellow. And
Yep,
had
the
4.
fire gave you 5, I believe. If I'm not
No, the
mistaken.
fire gives...
4?
I thought it was 4, and then the meal.
The
gives.
Spire was giving us 5. The meal gave us a 6, but you're upgrading one of your 5 to a yellow. So you should have 5 boost dice and the yellow.
Oh, okay, that's different than what I had written down yesterday or last session.
If you wrote it down, then you're probably right here.
I know.
I'm just going off Josh saying all night tonight it's been 5.
Gotcha.
Tonight, I haven't looked at those the notes.
Last session I wrote down it was 4 boost dice and then a nice bed in a room. Nice room.
It's 4. You're right. It's both 4. I just found the base effects.
Can I have another boost die just because I was so nice and honest?
Nope. You get to sleep in the bed tonight.
Alright, I have a horseshoe. I'm gonna... Do I get... Alright. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to roll, guys.
Story points? Are you spending any story
If
points?
you have any
other
empty
checks,
dice,
there's other
just re-roll them.
We have a lot of other
Mhm.
things to come that I'm gonna save my story points for because I have a horseshoe.
Yep.
I'm going to roll.
All right. Would you like to know what I rolled first, or would you like to tell me your roll?
I mean, will you let me re-roll with a horseshoe if you tell me what you rolled?
I don't know have I been telling you guys that you can re-roll if you got a failure on the horseshoes? I think so.
Yeah, I thought so.
I don't know.
I thought so.
I've just been re-rolling mine before if it looks bad.
I've got 5 success and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 advantage.
I rolled 1 failure and 2 threat.
Wow.
Dice.
I think we're okay.
Yeah, I mean, on a bad roll, that could have been 5. 5 failure easily.
Yeah.
So he looks at you
It was all about that meal.
and goes, "Truly, you are looking after the people of... I guess truly you're looking after my people. And your people. You Buchanan Batman. I hope the forest turns out well with this. When you come back, I expect the grave slate to be put in her own grave once and for all. You can have the corruption pearl the next time you come back to town. I will expect action. And a new place for the Natari to set up base."
Evgeny,
It will be done.
before you go, I just want to tell you about an opportunity that I don't necessarily know is the best thing for. I don't know if I should even mention it, but in the interest of being transparent, and I'm not trying to sway you in any way, shape, or form, but I do feel that you should at least know the options before you. I was approached, or we were approached by what's the people who are doing the universal vaccine?
A&B Corp.
And we were approached by A&B Corp, and they did say that they had it within their power to potentially create a universal vaccine for the black spot. However, what they said it would require was Shalatu as a test sample, and that it would very likely mean Shalatu would have to sacrifice their life. Now, we didn't bring that on the table today because we didn't think that was anything fair to ever ask of you, nor is it necessarily something that we would want for Shalatu, but in the interests of free will, I did think that you should know, and you can decide whether or not you want to share that with Shalatu, but I just thought we ought to pass that information along, that you knew it.
You truly are a friend of the Natari. We'll keep an eye out for the A&B Corp and their harvesters. Make sure Shalatu is well guarded. A&B Corp is known to go for the stick when the carrot does not suffice. And if there's one thing that we care about amongst the Natari, it is loyalty. You get the impression that if you would have asked for Shalatu, you would have auto-failed this entire interaction. And he leaves.
Yeah, I'm glad that we had the clarification about Shalatu because that would have been on the table otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay. As we get ready for our next encounter, so we're going to go on break, but I would like to know who is the next person that you would like to speak to.
Oh God!
I think we
this
had
is
talked
very
about
detailed.
the tectonics place.
Yeah, to get the osmium.
Mastercraft Tectonics.
Yes.
You guys have not dealt with Mastercraft Tectonics at all as of yet. In Mastercraft Tectonics, their organization is set up such that they have a CEO of finance, they have a CEO of script magic, so enchantment, the person who actually makes like the stuff work via magic. They have a CEO of science, which is the one who actually uses engineering and that sort of stuff to make their mechanical appendages work. They have a Draken. They have a CEO of records. And they have a CEO, 2 more CEOs.
Jesus.
Yeah, one of viscera and one of phlebotomy. So someone who gets the organs to work with special injection and like endocrine system injectors and stuff like that. Gets understands the organs and the biomancy of it, and the other person is the CEO of phlebotomy. So they understand the fluids that the body needs and the machines need to get them all to work.
Is this a
I'm
fluid?
guessing the phlebotomy one would know about the gel.
So the osmium is a linkage, a mechanical component that makes the nerves hook up to the electronics, essentially, of the machinery. If anyone would like to do any sort of checks to figure out who
Mechanics
would be
check.
what in this sort of stuff, you can go ahead and do that. But those are the different CEOs.
Can I do a mechanics check?
Yes.
Do I get my
If we
boosters
fail
or not?
this, if this is failed, I feel like it would be the phlebotomy and the engineering guy.
Okay, so you are asking to do a mechanics check. Are you going to go down to the craft room of
No,
Thankla?
no, because that's fine. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, I mean, she used this exact science to do her stuff, but okay.
4 and 3.
That is exactly what you needed.
Okay.
The osmium linkages would be the script component, as it deals with the naming and the soul and the essence magic to get the nerves to hook up with, to make the actual fingers of whatever mechanical arm needs to work, that sort of thing.
Can I ask you a side question, just because it's gnawing at the back of my head now?
Hmm?
But you said it matters the order in which we ask this to the people who we visit,
Yes.
how and why, right? So is what I'm wondering, right?
Yep, so at this point, you've promised some resources to Vivigeni that you can't promise to someone else without creating issues. If you've
Gotcha.
spent platinum at one area and then run into someone else who demands only money,
No,
that would also affect it.
that makes sense. I wasn't sure if we were having like teenage girl syndrome here, and if it was gonna be one of those things. They're like, oh, you saw Vivgeni first, so
There might entirely be that as well. There
Okay.
are things that will affect it. And it will
I
come
feel like
to
with
the light.
tectonics, it is going to be like a, hey, can we buy some of this? More so than like, hey, we're trying to save the world, do this one thing that's really hard to do for us.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
osmium should be pretty readily available. Whether or not they'll let us buy any is the only concern.
You need the used osmium. specifically, not the new stuff, the used up stuff.
Right.
So we would just have to find out where their waste department is and get a scoop.
Or,
Theoretically.
yeah. But we're doing this above board, and we're asking.
Yeah, or just ask them if we can have some.
we're
Can
asking.
I have some of your garbage?
Yeah, like you're gonna scrap it anyway. Like, what's the what's the harm, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So-
better than dumping it in a lake that people don't know about yet.
So
now, here's where you're
you
into it.
guys will meet up with Dranvik Versbrand when we come back from break here at 8:15.
All right, giving us 15 minutes,
10 minutes.
10 minutes, whatever. Okay.
Everyone back?
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm back.
Maybe.
Cool. So, it's the following day, as it takes time to arrange these sorts of things. Need everyone to give me a vigilance check.
I'm sorry, I lost audio for a second. What'd you say?
Need everyone to give me a vigilance check.
4 and 4.
1 and 1. Sure.
Do we get a boost die at all?
You get a boost die for sleeping in your tower.
The...
2 and 2.
Okay. You guys, for the most part, these meetings don't take terribly long. And this is going on as you guys are hiring people and whatnot. Is there anything that you guys do to prepare for this meeting? And is there anything that you guys do in your downtime in this roughly one day until this next meeting?
I would be interested. So, the tower has been paying attention to like things the whole time, right? But like, never
Until
mind.
recent history, because then the exterior sensors were all fogged over and stuff.
Okay, scratch that. I was gonna ask her, or like look up stuff about this company, so that we'd have like more information on them, but I don't think that it might not be relevant.
Give me a knowledge people check.
You could look outside the tower too. We have a day.
Yeah. Do that. But now that I have a
knowledge-
library.
People check comes with the benefits of the tower.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 2, and then I get the boost for the tower. 4 and 4.
Okay. So you're looking up information specifically on Mastercraft.
Yeah.
Do have something for you. So my notes are getting to be too gigantic. There we go. So sorry, spilled onto the next page. There are some old notes about from Mastercraft on phylacteries.
Okay.
And how they got their start with the integration between organics and mechanical substances. And even some old notes through when she was studying Mastercraft technologies. Like the company is very, very old.
Yeah.
And she's got even notes dating back to year 280 of the Age of Borders. Which is also about 1732 of the Age of Imagination, related to Doter Barleythorn and the slaying of Morgaine, one of the original dragons that destroyed and wreaked absolute havoc on the Buchanan line in Utica. In those times, there was Mastercraft technologies, Mastercraft tectonics, in the forming years. So they've been around for a while, and you find that they've actually heavily profited from the Cavern Wars, and which is the wars between the Onyx and the Dwarves. A long time ago. That still is a huge issue in the Highlands.
Okay.
But from this, you learn that to some degree, Mastercraft Tectonics is probably still heavily linked to the bronze.
Ah. Yep, that sounds right. And who was it that we invited over? What was his name?
You invited over, I got it right here, Dranvik Versbrand, the CEO of their script operation. And you guys sit pretty darn close to the capital of script magic in the world. Does anyone want to do anything else?
No, I think we should just get right into it.
I will practice being intimidating.
Pump your arm.
Are you guys spending your time cleaning up the place? Or are you spending your time hiring people? So, there's other things that were going on throughout this time. I know some of you were looking for potions and stuff. I'm just trying to get a bead on kind of like what you're doing in your free time.
If there's manual labor nobody is physically capable of doing, I am doing it.
Okay. No comment from anyone else. Yeah.
Not really.
You still get this kind of general feeling of being watched.
Sorry. Is there anything, since this is like the script guy, there is a lot of cool ass technology in this building. So whatever room we like bring this guy to, can it like showcase some of Thinkla's like cool ass shit? Right? Like,
yeah.
Just like, because I think that guy will appreciate it.
Yeah,
you know?
you'd be like,
unfortunately,
the
coolest.
I'll get the windows.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the coolest stuff is in the basement. Nobody's allowed down there, though.
Yes.
And then there's the crown atop the tower, which is the kind of the heart of how it all works. Too, you've discovered.
Yeah.
That stuff is being cleaned up and has been put back into operations.
Something I just thought of that we could offer them if they want something is we can offer to hire them for the maintenance on the building.
Yeah, we got to be wary about anything we offer them though, because they work with the bronze.
Yeah, but this would just be like the public area of the building, you know, like the windows and doors, that kind of stuff. They're not going in the basement.
Yeah, we'd also have to be careful of anything we talk about around them, because if somebody hears or gets word that we are going to kill Grimnod if it kills us, then they're going to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess something we should find out is whether or not they are working hand in hand with the bronze or if they are being strong-armed by the bronze.
Well, when I was reading that information, maybe is there anybody who could run out and see if they can collect that on the streets or something? Would that be something that would work, Josh? Or
To see if they're working hand in hand with the bronze.
Yeah, if it's a mutual relationship or if it's like blackmail.
You guys could try that. You can give me that would be a social check to see if you can sleuth some of that stuff out of folks within the city. Otherwise, you can return to your notes to see if you can find out more about the nature of the company and the nature of the bronze, to see if there is notes on how that stuff has come about.
say that, but all of my notes are on our old desktop.
No, I'm saying notes as in like do a knowledge people check, and it's inside all of the bound books of Thankful Fireheart. So whichever one you guys would like to do.
Okay.
Should try to search the library. Because if I'm not mistaken, the onyx are kind of like a soul grafted onto living rock. Which would kind of be like something that Master Tectonics would know something about, the script magic and making steel move. So they may have a symbiotic relationship, but not. Because Master Tectonics, it's not like the onyx or the bronze are their only customer, probably just their scariest and most wealthy customer.
All right. If you'd like to give a knowledge people check or a knowledge dark check, I will give you more on that.
I'm assuming it would have to be somebody else since I already was doing my research that day.
Yeah, I'd allow you to assist someone down in there, but
Okay. Who wants to get knee deep in books with me?
I guess that has to be me, probably.
I'm like, I don't think that one of us can read, so cross that one off.
Yeah, I don't think Ilya can read.
Damn it, Ilya.
Read.
Learn to read, bro.
See, that's the thing is like, Wretch, if he got knee deep in the books, he would be stuck on the bottom shelf. And we need more than that.
I don't get it.
But,
I don't understand.
all
you
right.
get a boost from me, and then
He's
5
saying you are
boosts.
super
No, when you
tall.
help someone, you can swap one. You
Got
can either swap your prime, your skill, or you can swap your characteristic if they're better instead of just doing a boost die.
Oh, you can have my 4 knowledge, Brock.
Yay. Okay. So we roll?
Mm-hmm.
If there was a response, I didn't hear
Yes,
it.
roll please.
Okay. Three and 2.
You're having a hard time paying attention to these books, and don't manage to go through the sheer volumes that are here before getting distracted and impatient. And unfortunately, you're left with the knowledge that you started with. Ilya's comment does ring true a bit, especially after you've read the comments about Doter Barleythorn Emery earlier. And there's a lot about the Onyx and some of the seedier religious factions in the Onyx that has a similar interest with Mastercraft.
Huh.
Now, that being said, bandits and thieves also have similar interests. Doesn't necessarily make them friends all of the time.
Fair. Feel slightly better equipped for talking with them, at least.
Okay. Another retinue approaches the tower, led by a older-looking Keligir dwarf with an impressive white beard and equally white eyes. As you approach, he seems to be blind. However, he also has tattoos on his face that are a sign of script biomancy that has been performed. He wields a staff with gemstones precariously placed and has gemstoned rings on his fingers and in place in his pauldrons and his his gauntlet. More so, I call them gauntlets, but they're more so like dress sort of garb for his forearms. So he has a lot of those sorts of accoutrements on his person. And he does have a retinue of 4 or 5 gnomes, humans, leprechauns in his tow, all finely dressed as company men. Some of them with very obvious prosthetics, and some with these much more refined augmentations.
Lovely. Welcome to our humble abode here at the tower.
That made the picture smaller.
It did. It totally made it so much fun. Please, follow me this way. I will give you a small tour of the place, if you'd be interested.
Yes. I would love a tour of this, quite frankly, mesmerizing tower. It's been here for so many turns, and we've always been so curious about what is inside. We've, of course, taken our time to inspect the crown of the spire. So majestic.
Yes, it's actually very interesting, and I kind of I'm trying to like warm him up by like kind of, being like, and you'll see this here, and isn't this, and like kind of
Will he
show
see
him
it?
my knowledge and like
Yeah.
and those things. Yeah, I'm not sure whether his script can or can't, but he just said we've been watching the tower, so I'm gonna assume no problem. If I slip up, oopsie poopsie.
I just want to point out that I just remembered one time my grandma offered a blind piano tuner a flashlight.
Wow.
Nice.
I like that story.
I like that.
They follow along as you show them about the tower. A couple of them ask for refreshments or to go to the bathroom in the time. As they kind of study the tower, and I don't know how you want to take 20 minutes to do that or something along those lines. Or
Yeah, like 15-20 minutes of just kind of like nowhere, like the very safe upper levels of like, we're not doing anything crazy, but just kind of talking about how the lights work and like, and things like that of just,
All right. He seems to take it all in and is very pleased with, he's engaged, asking about the different, he goes, I'm sensing a heat from this element over here, and, asking about the different things that he feels and sees and so on and so forth with throughout the space. It does appear that he must have had some sort of extrasensory script on him, because he does seem to be navigating the space very well and asking questions pertinent to those who have the benefit of sight.
Sure.
And so him and 3 of his companions follow you into the meeting room.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with us today. It's been a pleasure. We're honored to have you here. And obviously we didn't just ask you here to show you a tour, but I hope you did find it very intriguing. I've been eager to share it with other scholars, so to speak.
Yes, this has been well worth the time. Definitely of interest to my area of work. This sort of thing is... We are pressed in today's day and age to create such works. It's a shame what your people have... in what the people of this country have lost over turn to turn.
It's interesting you say that, because I was looking in some field records here, and I found some things about the very start of Mastercraft Tectonics itself. Records, I don't know how far back yours go, but ours go all the way back to Bounty Fur or whatever it was that you said.
He goes, well, that's more Kalinmir's area of expertise. I focus in on the knowledge that what we can do with the knowledge that we have here and now.
Oh, sure, of course.
Now, speaking of which, I'm sure, like you said, we aren't here to exchange pleasantries. Your band of fellows has created quite a stir in the city. Have you come to embroil me and my fellows into such as well?
Well, it would be lying if I didn't say just slightly. But I hope perhaps if you hear what we're after, we can come to an amenable agreement for the two of us? All of us?
And here we are.
We're asking for something that you'd be disposing of yourselves anyways. Wouldn't be suspect in and of itself, and it will be solving a grave issue in the woodlands. If people were to find out that Mastercraft Tectonics was willing to supply us some of the materials, it would only bode well for your reputation as a company and show that you have a civic servant side, and also as somebody who appreciates knowledge, appreciates the curiosities of the world, to be part of something. What I'm looking for. You be part of a breakthrough or part of solving a problem using the power of scientific achievement and knowledge. We're told that you use osmium in some of your in your artificial limbs to animate them, and we need, I don't know what the amount was, but we need some of the grayscale osmium that has been depleted, and we believe that you may be keeping some of it as waste, or that you may be looking to dispose of it anyways. We're hoping that we could procure some of that gray scale osmium from you.
Yes, you do know our proprietary works, leveraged by your superiors from us. Gee, thanks, by the way. And again with this one, at any point you guys can do a roll, and you can spend what gratitude you have, which will decrease, increase costs, chances of success, etc. What I will say is that with some of the companies, you will find that there's probably more of an end trade thing that might be affected, rather than it being just like yes or no, with certain groups in the business side of things. Yes, we have something you want, and you've brought me here to give it to you. If you know anything about osmium, you know it is valuable. I think it is just something to be discarded. It is, quite frankly, foolish. At least my financial advisor would tell me so.
One quick question before I fuck it up. Sorry, who was going to talk?
You can pay.
Yeah. They were the ones that just dumped it in the lake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we know
'cause
that's kind of bullshit.
That's where I was going, right? Like, I want to tactfully bring that up, right? Just be like, of course, this isn't something you would say dump into
or Nash would just be like, but you dumped it in the lake because of his naivety.
Yeah.
Who says what?
Well, I'm not. I'm certainly not an expert in those sciences or the mechanics. So, rather than ask of some charity of you, why don't you? Because certainly this wouldn't be something he would simply dump as waste, being that it's so valuable. Um, does it seem like he's bluffing, like he's full of shit? Because I don't believe him when he says that it's grayscale osmium is particularly valuable to them.
Give me a knowledge dart check, or you can give me an interpretation check.
I do interpretation.
Interpretation is I don't know anything about osmium, but I'm checking to see if he's bullshitting me based off of his expressions. And the other one is I know the inherent value of those substances.
Since I likely do know a bit of that, could I give him a boost? With like a little like.
Only if you're talking to him in the open right now, because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you could weave it in there naturally, like, oh, well, it's actually valuable for such and such, or you clarify that, well, it's not particularly waste, but I'm going to do an investigation check because I have points in that. Do I get a boost die?
In an investigation check? No, that is a cunning.
You get one for a good night's sleep, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I get a boost die for it?
You get a single boost die for the long night's rest and nice bed.
Okay. Two and two?
Hard to read those blind eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can continue that line of questioning with him if you'd like. I think Emery was going to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to like kind of cut in a little, like, certainly not something that would be dumped at, say, the bottom of the crystal tarn for just to be tossed out.
Well, you know what they say about something that is valuable. If folks learn that you, let's say for hypothetical reasons, lost a shipment of this valuable substance, maybe to keep people from dredging it up and taking what isn't theirs, you could simply say, oh, it's toxic, don't touch. We'll get to it when we can.
Well, it's such a valuable substance that scarcity would only bring its value up, right? I mean, not an economics expert by any stretch of the imagination, but
oh, absolutely.
I believe we
so
can agree on
give me
that.
all of your things.
Sorry, one more time?
He said, oh, absolutely, but so give me all of your things.
No. I just mean that if suddenly, like, you could honestly say that suddenly your stock, the grayscale osmium, the used product, has been expended to some degree. If you and then suddenly happen to have a financial incentive to do that, then that would only make the substance more valuable for you.
Oh, yes. I am somewhat familiar with supply and demand. But you find yourselves with competition. You are not the only ones who seek our rare waste.
So let's
Tell
just
me.
get to the point. How much do you want for it?
And how much do we need? Do we know?
Okay.
That's why I just
if you would
asked,
like to
how
roll,
much does he want for it?
if you'd like to do your roll right here and now, and if
We have-
right now,
Yeah.
with gratitude,
We have to do a roll just to ask him how much he wants for it? If we're
that's
not the
what's
only
going to
player who
determine the
receives?
cost.
Ah, shit.
I can't answer that.
We don't
question.
have to do the
I
roll.
can't answer that question without the roll.
Yeah. No, I do want to make. So I just want to talk about something quick because, like, obviously we have knowledge here that he might be interested in too, that we could potentially use as bargaining chips. But
Yeah, like perhaps You could ponder that while
Yeah.
perusing the galleries of this tower and learning for yourself what value the tower has to offer. You may consider it while doing that yourself. But yeah, I think we should roll for it.
Mhm.
Okay. Right now with these guys, you have. Oh, sorry, I'm to the wrong thing. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I'm in the world notes this way. Here we go. You have 26 gratitude.
Burn it, right?
Yeah,
We were
I don't like these
nobodies
people already.
when we walked in. Might as well be nobodies when we walk out.
All right.
Should I be the one to go again? Since I had the
Yeah.
charm? Okay. So that starts off.
Did you enervate
Yes.
yourself?
I will innervate myself before walking in again. I'm sorry. Is that okay? Or am I too late?
How long does it last?
10 minutes.
You were giving a tour.
I gave it to her for too long. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully that sweetened him up. Because that was the goal. Sorry, I'm just double checking all my dice. I'll use one of my...
I'm just standing there looking scary, but it doesn't do anything because he can't see me.
I'll use a story point to upgrade one of my dice. We get 5 boost dice in total. Alright. That's...
Can he
Really?
hear the sound of how many muscle fibers I have flexing?
Okay.
Just
so that's
crush a coconut between your bicep and your forearm. You can probably hear that.
4 and 4, 8.
4 and 8.
Mhm.
Okay. He goes, I think I'll take you up on that chance to look around a little longer.
Absolutely. Kind of lead him to, another room of potential interest, right? Like,
Yeah.
He had mentioned the crown, right?
Yep.
So would everyone be okay with that? I can't bring him downstairs, but I don't think she.
The only rules I know is that he can't go in the basement.
Yeah. So, in that case,
We-
you had expressed interest in the crown itself. We could take a look there for a moment.
Yes. He goes up to the
We should also-
top with you.
I was going to say that we should also consider that he can use any information about the tower against us. If he has connections with the bronze, they may be able to leverage that information knowing what the inner workings of the tower are. So just be careful what you show him.
Yeah,
That's
but I
fair.
mean, the tower's as open as it's ever going to be.
Yeah, I suppose.
Anybody could have gotten in here while we were doing the renovations and cleanup.
Because you couldn't theoretically, other than the stupid trapdoor that we made show up, right? Like the top was like just various. I'm trying to remember what's up there.
There
It was like
is
clockwork.
a series of gems and slots and linkages that move them out and spots where those gems charge. There's a spot where those gems charge. And it moves them in and out and places them into the different functions of the tower. Which, at this point, if you'd like to retroactively make a mechanics check, a script check. Actually, I'll allow either. I'll just increase the difficulty if you choose mechanics. I can tell you what the different slots do.
Sure, I will do a mechanics check. Um, 2 and 4.
You're still figuring that out. You've figured out that some of them work for the doors and the windows and the lights, and some of them work for the actual archives themselves. There's a few
Okay.
others, and you know that one charges them, but that's about all you know.
Okay, I'm gonna be careful and not bring him there because I'm worried about what Ilya just brought up. I'll just kind of like show him a few other, you know, common room areas, so to speak.
Okay. He goes, do you know what determines something's value?
What you're willing to pay.
And the use in which the item will be applied. Gold, silver has no purpose for folks without script. It's useless to them, and yet everyone tries to fill their pockets with it at the end of the day. We've lost sight of that. Us dwarves are long-lived, we do not lose sight of those things. It's osmium. We have buyers up in Holdenford. It's very valuable to them, a source, a staple for them. But I do not compare its value to you to its value to them to determine its cost. From what I hear, your endeavors ride on access to the substance. This is a wonderful tower. The things that you've shown me are lackluster. I wish to see more. And I wish for my people to have the opportunity to study this tower and work on it, work with it, and learn. Do you think this sort of thing can be arranged? You see he's got like all of his teeth have been replaced with like silver and gold teeth over the years. And it kind of looks like he's swallowed ink at some point with how like discolored they are and metallic.
He says it, so. First part, the Holdenford comment that it's used for them. I just want to make sure I'm understanding with my knowledge of script and like all the, you know, folks who are likely from Holdenford, like that are kind of spooky scaries, right? That's usually what Holdenford's known for. What we're asking for is the used stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a use for the used stuff for those types of, like, I'm going to say creatures because I don't have
Give me a knowledge dark check.
Or is he just, like, blowing smoke up our arse? Okay.
Well, what's getting at me a little bit about him wanting to see the towers, he wants to know our deepest, darkest secret for a good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say that if it seems like he's asking to see the basement, we just find another avenue because there's other places to get used osmium, and I think this guy it's too easy for him to screw us over.
4 and 4.
Yeah. Used osmium is effectively haunted, right? It's got part of a soul, of latent soul energy in it. And so there's a lot of creatures like liches that would feed off of that would live in that area, and would be able to consume that stuff without harming anyone, right? And so it is actually a pretty stable supply of currency over to Holdenford for them to be able to use. So no one here has a use for it, but there's other groups
Sure.
that would definitely ride on it. And it's also kind of humanitarian in that aspect.
Depending on how you look at it.
Mhm.
Okay. What aspects of this tower are you interested in? For, I'm allowing you to see this as a courtesy within the walls of the tower. We've invited you here today, but I understand, a Gear Dwarf was one of the very founders of this building, Thankla Fireheart. And I respect that you know much of the script. So tell me what it is that does pique your interest. For the tower will be like the Bannerman's, it is rightfully the Cerebrum, whatever we're called, right? The
Cerebrum Sierra.
Cerebrum Sierra.
Your staff here. They are not script workers. They are not masters of the craft. Clearly, their engineering is subpar.
Jesus.
You will not show me these intricate works. You at least let some of my staff take over those key details. It's a win-win, certainly. It allows me to study, it allows my folks to carry back knowledge of this lost art, and to provide you with the resources necessary to repair this place. I'm sure you will find them as trustworthy as they are useful. And I'll allow your own suspicion be your downfall if this place continues to call into disrepair.
Is anyone good at, telling if he's sus?
Well, the only thing I will
Right.
call back to is that we had talked about giving them the opportunity to fix the tower.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean full access.
No, yeah, I would be fine with limited access to everything above ground, so to speak, right?
Including the crown.
I was saying that as a player
Gotcha.
to the team.
Yeah, I think as long as he stays out of the basement where sausage is made, then I'm okay with it. I think it'll benefit us.
And to his point, that means if there's a repair issue down there, you'll need to figure out something else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after this meeting with him, I think we should check in with Thankla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cross the bridge of problem in the basement when we come to it. Right now we need the depleted osmium, and that comes first.
So,
But we definitely can't agree to letting in the basement as of yet.
yeah. I think that would be open to this sort of agreement. Under certain conditions. I'd be willing to have a contract drawn up where you'd be able to have access to, inspect and maintain the ruins of this facility above ground, and yes, all the way to the crown itself. But I'd like it to be a contract, right? To make sure that there's fairness in the services rendered, and that we're both in agreement.
Sure. You should put in the ITOS, but if my folks are not able to trace down your issue because there is a small scratch on a line in an area they do not have access, surely you would want to write up a whole contract on all sorts of things. And you should give yourself leeway to allow my folks access to wherever script or engineering is in place to keep this place running. I'm sure the very door to these inaccessible locations is run off of script, is it not?
I'm sure that you'll find that there's plenty to look at and maintain above the board already, and as our relationship grows, perhaps it could be something reconsidered. But I think this is a good starting point.
Sure. Why don't we say, we'll revisit this in 2 toilets time. After all, we are providing a service. I don't expect us to be operating and working in your tower for free for all eternity.
Of course.
Okay. I'll ensure that my first working crew comes with a wheelbarrow of used osmium at your disposal.
All right.
Cool.
Let's see here.
Then we're all good, huh?
Yeah. And so...
Yeah, so I think as soon as he leaves, we should go talk to Thankla about this.
Yeah.
I concur.
Yeah, probably best to keep the ghost
'Cause if-
haunting a tower informed.
Because if her monitoring system is working, she'll already know what took place.
True.
Okay. We got a little bit more before we finish up for the night. We'll take care of this, and then we'll do just a touch more, and then we'll be done. So, you guys go down to talk to Nicola, or to one of the boards.
Mm-hmm. And explain the situation. If you haven't already heard, we found Mastercraft Tectonics, who will know your script much better than any of us do, and they've agreed to maintain the tower in exchange for some materials we gravely needed, as well as just access to study your great work here. Not the basement, of course, as we're keeping our promise to you.
So, something to know is, at this point, you have had workers down in the basement who have been helping you.
I thought we didn't.
We have?
We said we wouldn't allow anybody down there other than us.
Sorry. Trying to remember here.
We only had somebody
Okay.
guarding the door,
Yep.
as
So-
far as I'm aware.
Yep. Sorry. Thank you. So there's the demon guy was guarding the door.
Mhm.
There are people who have been working the tower, and there are some people who need to go get information. So while Emery has been down there, there is like page runners who need to come down to request information from that area, because it is where all of the information is kept.
She has asked us not to have anybody down there, so we wouldn't. Well, like they could have been knocking at the door and us giving.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure we're all on the same page with these sorts of things. So
Yeah. No.
Okay. So with your statement, to her, basically saying, "Hey, are you cool with these guys working here?" Is that kind of the thought?
Yeah.
She replies, "Many of my faculties are still in disrepair. Their help will accelerate the process of bringing me back to 100%. But Mastercraft is a threat to you."
Ah, lovely. And why do you say
Should
that?
elaborate a little bit?
She goes, "According to my calculations, you are at she goes, your incentives are misaligned with theirs."
What do you mean by that?
They have a history of working with those that you oppose. And I don't know if you guys have told her about what has happened since you guys have come to town.
Yeah, assume Emery's a blabbermouth. Gosh. And she's been down there for like days now.
He goes, "Mastercraft has not benefited from your existence. This, however, would be the first time for such a case."
Do you suggest any other way that you know of that we could get the items that we need without working with them? Because we can still call off the deal.
Haunted osmium can be found in can be reclaimed from graveyards where hauntings occur. It may also be reclaimed from those that which are using the linkages currently.
Well, I think we've agreed to undergo this with them. I hope that they will be honorable if we draft up a contract that makes it clear, not to act against us, or it's proprietary information, as he was saying about his things, right? Everyone knows Emery's kind of gullible, so feel free to.
Damn it, Emery.
I mean, if they're working with the bronze, then they have a big, powerful, scary customer, and when it comes to a point where we are acting against the interests of the bronze, which is going to be when we come back to town after taking care of Cinder, then they will have every incentive in the world to hurt us.
Yeah, I just don't know how
Yeah.
you guys feel about grave robbing or taking advantage of the flotsam.
I feel great about it.
Did you say you feel great, or was the first part of that
I
sentence
don't
cut off?
feel great about it.
No, well, flotsam, like, if their stuff is malfunctioning or it's no longer usable anyways, it'd be like, let's get rid of that for you. If there's a way to extract depleted osmium from the flotsam without causing them harm, I would be okay with that.
How deep is that lake?
Very, very,
Very deep.
very deep.
It's like
How big of a bucket do we need?
it's more. Isn't it like superior type? Like the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How much of this stuff do we need? Does the recipe say? Is a wheelbarrow gonna be like way overkill?
It'll be sufficient. You don't really have that information, but the linkages are small, right? They mentioned that they know what that they can do with them. Some of it will probably be wasted in the process. I don't really have like you need a bucket worth, but it's not going to be more than a wheelbarrow for sure.
Well, I just mean like, is it gonna be something where we're going to dig up like 1 or 2 graves, or the whole cemetery, and then inconvenience 100 flotsam or a couple flotsam?
Depends
So
on when you're
can I
digging
roll
up graves, whether or not the person in it had a mechanical linkage or not, or if it's just some random grave, right? I mean, you don't know what's
Can I
inside
roll-
until you start digging.
Can I roll knowledge magic stoichiometry?
Right.
I need a direction from you guys for our next session.
Well,
So I guess
you
right
got
now
the
we need to
Black
decide
Dragon's
whether or
Pit.
not. Yeah, I guess what we do need to decide is whether or not we're going to turn down their proposal and find a different avenue, or risk it and secure ingredient we need.
Emery's fine with risking it with this current deal, but
We can also limit the contract quite a bit.
Yeah.
We can also make sure, if anything, that they're under supervision the entire time they're in the tower and where they are and are not allowed. And we can double
Yeah.
check that with Friendly to see if there's any places he wants off limits.
yeah, we can work with Friendly for sure.
Okay, so you guys are gonna move forward with the deal.
Yar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in our next session, who would you like to meet?
Shadowcourt, the Black Dragon's Pit.
And then Diala for the Weeping Willow stuff after that.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys go to bed having made a plan and sent off your pages or informed them of where they need to go on the following days. In the night, I need Nash to give me a discipline roll.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, hey, guess what, Josh? Before you roll that, reduce the difficulty by 2,
Okay? Why?
Oh.
because I got knack for it.
For discipline checks?
Yep,
Oh, nice.
2 success.
Ilya. You wake up in a fog. There is a person in your room, the cloak. You see the glint of rusty metal peering outside of their cloaked sleeves. Underneath the hood, you see eyes, vibrant, one of them quivering. As they look at you, you can see their mouth moving. And you feel at home. As you get up, you don't even realize why you're moving, but it feels perfect in line.
Oh no.
And they whisper to you, and it feels intimate This is a person that knows you better than even your father.
It's your mother.
You walk out of the room with them, and they stop for a moment, and they gesture, and you grab your sword. And they lead you down and down. As they pass through the first floor, there are other figures walking about in this space. One of them, walking by, muttering, is accompanied by Melusis, the succubus.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
God damn it.
Nash, you wake with a kiss. A kiss
It's my first.
brings you to a better state than you were in before in your sweet slumber, where you find yourself in the company of your love. They are the love of your life. They look at you.
They are a
And,
pastrami sandwich.
They look at you.
On
and go,
rye.
They are dumbbells.
He wakes up in a
The biggest
fucking
tub of-
gym.
The biggest tub of Korean you've seen in your life.
The dumbbell slathered in bacon looks at you. And goes, hey, big boy, I need your help. And following her, or them, you will walk outside to find a Jotun following her as well. As you do, eventually, you find yourselves in the basement. In front of you stands the massive Baylor. And Ilya, you look ready to draw your sword. So you stand forward to draw your sword in front of your esteemed friend. But he goes, you will need that soon, my friend. For this one, we have brought others to attend with him. And you see one of the two mutterers look over at the seductress. And Melusis turns to Nash and to the Jotun and goes, very well, boys. Please hold him at bay. We have work to do.
Oh,
And
boy.
with that, we'll pick up next session.
I'm sorry, can you remind me real
gee.
quick what a Jotun is?
A Jotun is a
Mate.
frost giant. They're a person that can grow into become a giant and then shrink back down to a normal size. This is one of the guards under Friendly's employment.
Okay.
Well, shit.
So I didn't even have a choice in that. I was just like, howdy do, let's get down to business.
Nope.
You got
You did-
succubus, son.
You didn't even have to discipline check.
He didn't even get the discipline check.
I have points in that too.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
You're just
shit.
more susceptible.
Sex sells, brother.
I'll let you ponder that as we move into
I'll have you know.
the next few sessions.
Ilya would not.
Odar. That's the Jotun's name.
Odar. Nice.
One of the
Okay,
two
so it is somebody I
brothers.
recognize.
Oh yeah, you did arm
Um,
sling with him at the party.